Hi, Olof here, and this is a 2020 Trek Rail 9.9.
I don't know if I can make it when I walk alone. Can somebody come and save me? I just wanna know. I wanna know.
First, a big thank you to Elcykelkompaniet for lending me this nice bike to review. Elcykelkompaniet is Sweden's largest e-bike store, and it only just opened in Gothenburg. I just came to this bike from a Specialized Epic Evo, which is a lightweight bike, and this is a full-on, full-powered e-mountain bike, which weighs over 10 kilos more than my previous bike. And that's a big difference, of course, and this really feels like a monster truck compared to that Epic Evo, and it still feels like a monster truck compared to other e-mountain bikes that I've tested. Still, it's not very heavy, it's only around 22.5 kilos. It's got a carbon frame, carbon rear triangle, I think even this is carbon, yeah I think it is, and carbon wheels as well. So it's as lightweight as possible, I guess. The wheels are rather chunky though. These are 2.6-inch wheels. These are Bontrager wheels, which is Trek's own in-house brand. And I usually don't like in-house brand tires, but I really must say that I did like these tires a lot. Loads of grip in them. And I usually don't like these rounded tires, but I really think these tires still have got good corner grip. That's most important to me. And still they roll really fast as well, so it's a nice blend of fast rolling tires, good grip and good corner grip too. So I was pleasantly surprised there. Okay, I've been on this bike for a few days now, and this is a monster truck above all other things. So up here on the granite works really well. All sudden drops and all other obstacles. This thing eats for breakfast. They say that this is a trail bike, but I think in terms how it feels, it's more like an enduro bike, despite its shorter travel. It's 150 in the rear and 160 in the front. But the travel is plenty when it comes to this type of terrain. There hasn't been too much speed on this little test run, but I think for this type of terrain, the suspension is good enough. Yeah, this black granite, it can be slippery as soap when wet, so we'll take it a little bit easy here. And I know that the 2020 model or the 2021 model, it's got a SEB fork up front, and of course that's a massive upgrade to this bike. I don't think it needs it, but it would definitely be an upgrade that will be noticeable, especially on high-speed chatter, I think, and on really gnarly stuff. Yes, so this is the 2020 model, but I will go through the upgrades that have been made for the 2021 model as well. So the major upgrades that have been made to the 2020 models is the fork, which has been replaced with a SEB fork, and that's a 38mm fork, and it seems as if many bike manufacturers have upgraded their Lyric to the SEB for the 2021 models. But this bike has got a Lyric fork. This is a Lyric Ultimate, one of my favorite forks. But also there's a shock as well, which now is a RockShox Super Deluxe with an RT3 damper. This bike we have the reactive shock, which has been developed together with RockShox. There has been some complaints about the reactive shock, that it could bottom out suddenly. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think it's wise to move on to that Super Deluxe shock anyway, just to end that discussion. Alright, so the motor, it's a Bosch CX motor, 6 performance and a 625 watt-hour battery, which is pretty standard nowadays. And it works really well together with this AXS electrical shifter. And it's got a pretty big cassette back there as well. I think it is a 10 to 52 or 11 to 52 tooth cassette. So there's really plenty of range there too. I only needed to adjust that a little bit and then it worked flawlessly. And I really like how easy it is to adjust the rear derailleur on this bike or this group set. It's just one screw and with a twist you're set and ready to go. Brake wise, it's XT brakes, both front and rear, 200mm rotors, I think. And as a dropper, it's RockShox reverb dropper. Works flawlessly as well. There we go. And of course all of this comes with a price, and that is around 12,000 euros, which is a huge amount of money for even for an e-mountain bike. But this is Trek's Halo model, so this is the best money can buy right now from Trek. But there are of course lower spec models as well, and aluminium frames too, and that's more value for money, I think. So I won't bore you too much about the specs and geometry. I'll show a small picture with the geometry chart. It's a pretty long bike, and that's probably why it feels like a monster truck. And I think that's the takeaway with this bike. It is a monster truck that likes speed, it likes steep descents, and it's more like an enduro bike than a trail bike. Ooh, it's windy here today. And the trails that we went to this weekend were more about gnarly trails and technical sections. And maybe there is not the right place for this bike. I would like to have a little bit shorter chainstay, a little bit more nimbleness to the bike to suit that sort of terrain. But with that said, this is definitely an all-rounder that can do everything. At the same time as it is a big monster truck bike, it actually is a bit playful as well. Not the most playful bike that I've ever tested, but it actually has got some pop to it, and it's pretty easy to lift the front wheel anyway, despite that long chainstay and the 29-inch monster wheel back there. So again, it really is an all-rounder bike. So I found a small jump line which I'm going to try out. Oh yeah, could definitely catch some air with this. Here are 3 annoying things with the Trek Rail 9.9. 12,000 euros is rather steep even for a Halo model from Trek. In the past, Bond Trigger carbon wheels have been known to fail. Luckily, Trek offers a 2-year crash warranty on these wheels. This is just my personal preference, since I've gotten used to mullet setups and shorter chainstays that make a full fat e-bike more maneuverable. Here are 3 good things with the Trek Rail 9.9. This is a very capable bike with good balance and top components. It is not the bike that's holding you back when the speed increases. The tires are surprisingly grippy and also comes tubeless straight from the factory. Especially the 2021 model comes with all the bells and whistles you will ever need. So, is this my favorite bike so far? Well, at least we asked the store if we could make a deal to purchase this demo bike. That's how much we like the bike.